Good morning. Today we're going to look at naming binary compounds. Now the first compound that we have here today is barium with its iodine. Now we want to look at the two ions that come together with that. If we look at barium, you know that's the symbol for barium. And we know that we have two iodide ions. Now because we have a 2 and a negative here, you know this charge on barium has to be +2. And if you look at it, barium is in the second column, and it's always a charge of 2. So when we name this, we have barium. Iodide. Let's look at another example. Here, we are dealing with two different ions. We have the Bi, which is bismuth, and we have our iodide again. Now, if you look at bismuth, it has more than one possible charge, but because we know what the charge is on iodide, we know what the charge will be on bismuth. Because this has a 3 negative, this bismuth ion has to have a +3. Now, because bismuth has more than one possible charge, we have to write it with Roman numerals after it to tell us in the name what the charge is. So we have bismuth, and then because it has a +3 charge, we're going to use the Roman numeral 3, and then we're going to have our iodide. So because the bismuth has more than one possible charge, we have to write the Roman numerals with it to designate its charge in its name. Let's look at another example. Here we have magnesium and nitrogen. So if I look at magnesium, we know that magnesium always has a +2 charge because it's in column 2. And we know that the nitride always has a -3 charge because of its location in the periodic chart. It tells us that we have 2 nitride ions and that we have 3 magnesium ions. So because magnesium only has one possible charge, we're going to write magnesium. But we don't have to have Roman numerals because magnesium only has one possible charge. And then we have nitride. Because nitride is the ion that goes with nitrogen. Magnesium nitride. Let's look at another example. Here we have lead and bromine. So if I look at lead, lead on the periodic chart has more than one charge possible. But we know what bromide has. It always has a -1 because of its location in the periodic chart. So because this has a -2 charge, what charge does the lead have to have? Well, we have to have +2 in order to get 0. Because lead has more than one possible charge, we have to name it with Roman numerals. So we're going to say lead, and then because its charge is 2, we're going to use the Roman numeral 2. And then bromide, because that is the ion that goes with bromine. So now we have lead to bromide. Let's look at another example. Here we have cobalt and bromine. So again, cobalt is in the middle of your periodic chart, has more than one possible charge, but we always know that bromine's most common charge is -1. So if this has a -2 charge, because of the 2 out in front, this has to have a +2 charge. And because cobalt can have more than one charge, we're going to write cobalt. And then we're going to use the Roman numeral 2 to designate its charge. And then bromine has its ion as bromide. So this is what we're going to look at today, naming binary compounds, making sure that we use the Roman numerals when necessary if an element has more than one possible charge, and making sure that we use the proper ion name when naming the negatively charged part. Have a great day. Goodbye.